Everybody, and welcome back to the week that was. My name is Jude Newcomb. It's so good to see you again. Today is episode number 68 in the historical progress of this program. And as social media director of Metrix Coin, I am proud to deliver some exciting news with our latest white paper and roadmap being the featured, point of topic in this episode. And I'm really excited because we were able to get our CEO Trent Richards to join the program today. So without further ado, let's bring in Trent. Trent, how you doing today?
G'day, Jude. Doing really well.
Good. We've been talking about this over on Twitter Spaces a couple times here and there, but we finally released the white paper and the roadmap, which is going to be for the rest of this year into 2024. I know the team worked hard on updating the old white paper, and today you're joining me so that we can go through it kind of section by section, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I've sort of skipped over a little bit in the end of month videos for the simple reason that I just think it's too important. And that's why I wanted to come on the show and we'll break it down piece by piece so that everyone gets a really good understanding of exactly what the team's doing, what the plans are, what the foresight is, and what direction is.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to get into it. With that being said, these are generally pretty long documents. I don't know what the page count ended up being this year, but I know there's a few dozen. So, without making this video an hour or 2 hours long, let's get right into it. All right.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. So let's jump into the white paper, everyone. Okay, as promised, here is the white paper, and it's freely available for anybody to read. It is in our Twitter page. It's also on our website at the top of the page. We also have a link for it in the Discord, in the Metrix links channel. So there's tons of places where you can get this and download it. You can share it with people that are interested in the project. And, it's really helpful for when people ask, what's a good project that maybe they haven't heard of. You can just tell them about Metrix and send this along and they can give it a read through. But as we said, this is for 2023, 2024. It's the white paper. It also features the roadmap as well, and we'll get into that. So the first section is a continuation of previous white papers, right, Trent? We have a message from the CEO, just a little hello from you.
Just a little hello, a couple of little updates on the direction that we're going. A few years back, we were for everyone, for everything, and we still have that motto, except we wanted to bring it in a little bit tighter. And that's where we started going down the NFT path and as well as the DeFi path. And as we go through this white paper, you'll see that that's where the main focus is now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then we have also a preface, which it's a couple pages, right, along with the background that kind of talk about Metrix Coin, how it came to be, and kind of a brief history and what our hopes are for the project. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So nothing new here. There's a few pages that we're about to go into that nothing really new, just a couple of small updates. The background is still going to be the background.
Right, here we go. We can see the good old Linda logo.
Geez, we've come a long way, haven't we?
We have come a long way. Okay, here we go. So here's the purpose section. I believe this is the same from the previous version.
Yes.
Kind of talks about how Metrix Coin was hard forked a few years ago, and now it encompasses both the Bitcoin unspent transaction output feature and also the Ethereum virtual machine feature, which is something that's a benefit for developers, something that is kind of an amenity for developers to be able to use both aspects of those chains in order to create on our network as well. And you can read the other points here when you're looking through the website or the white paper, but we also have the Metrix Academy page, which is unchanged. This is something that Sayambara, one of the team members, has been working on for probably a couple of years now, updating this with different how-to videos on anything from MetroMask wallet to Metroverse to Metrix name service to the Altitude wallet, how to set up governors, all kinds of stuff, along with my staking wallet. And he's been a tremendous asset to the team, especially so in the last couple of years.
Yeah, Metrix Academy is something that I always really wanted to have, because when I was trying to onboard people originally, people saying, "How do I open a wallet? How do I download the wallet?" I can see stuff on the website, but I don't know how it works. So we dumbed it right down to a 5-year-old that could be able to do it, and Sambar did an amazing job from that standpoint.
Yeah, yeah, and then we also have here, a bit unchanged from the previous version, but we have the Metrix ecosystem, which really puts into perspective kind of all the different things that the team at Metrix Coin and the community are able to participate with and utilize in their day-to-day cryptocurrency activities. It has everything that we kind of are involved with, and I love that logo. Elena did a good job on that.
Yeah, it looks pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
And then we have the start of our flagship wallets. So we have the Altitude desktop wallet, which I guess this is a good time for me to give a plug that version 4.2 for Metrix Core is going to be ready very, very, very soon. If not already been announced by the time this video comes out for people to update. So that's really great, because that's going to fix a lot of issues that are ongoing with the governance protocol and that slogging down kind of the network for people when they're trying to do transactions. But the Altitude desktop wallet, for me, it always is a super clean wallet, very appealing to the eye. Easy to use. You can put your governor on there, be able to participate in budget proposals and the like. And yeah, it's just something that we've had for years, and I'm glad we have it.
Yeah, it's certainly getting better over time as well. As far as the update goes, I actually just sent that off to the exchanges this morning for them to update their wallets. So
good.
it's fully completed and it's ready to go.
Excellent, excellent. So I'll put out a tweet about that, which will probably already be live by the time this video goes live. Of course, we have my staking wallet, which is our mobile wallet that you can stake on. You can also use it on your web browser. Basically, there's a light wallet version and a pay version. You don't want to get into the nitty-gritty specifics like Trent was talking about, but this section of the white paper goes and talks about that with snazzy graphics.
Very snazzy.
And yeah, and we did update kind of the pricing last year, so the wallet or the white paper is updated to reflect that. It wasn't it wasn't really a huge jump at all. I think we raised it $2 a month. So
yeah, as cost increase, we have to share that load across us. This isn't something we're trying to profit off. It's something that we've just got to cover our costs for.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it kind of goes into more features of what my staking wallet can do. And then we have a section again, which I believe, was also in the previous version of the white paper, kind of talking about the governance protocol and smart contracts and decentralized applications, something that, I know our developers are trying more and more to utilize in their quest for making new applications and products for the community to engage with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have section on Metroverse, which is new. We have our new section here about Metroverse, which is our NFT marketplace. We can talk about all the different aspects of Metroverse, with phase 1 and phase 2 going live in the past 6 months, 7 months, something like that. And now we have a native NFT marketplace for the Metrix network, and we have a few dozen or a couple dozen almost collections with buying and selling and trading live. This section of the white paper will give you a little bit of information on that.
Yeah, and I believe there's actual clickable links on here as well as we scroll through. So if you don't know how to get onto Metroverse, you don't know how to use Metroverse,
Yep.
there's the link right there. And go back to the Metrix Academy on the Metrix Coin website, and all the information's going to be there on how to use it, how to connect your Web3 wallets, everything you need to know.
Yeah,
If you
really great.
have any challenges, obviously we've got all our social media to reach out to us on.
Yeah, that's a great point. And make sure to give all of our Twitter pages a follow if you can. We have the Metroverse has its own dedicated one. We have one for Metrix name service, which is I believe I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's in the white paper. And we we also have the Metrix coin account. There's also one for AirCrypt. Yeah, so give those a follow. We also have MetroMask, which was an amazing development that we've had, which puts Web3 right into the palm of your hand, with it being available on Android mobile wallet. Had a little bit of a snag with Apple, but that's not specific to Metrix coin. So this MetroMask mobile wallet is also available for your web browser, so it's a great Web3 wallet, which with pretty much any new development that we're going to have, for the most part, I would imagine that you're going to need MetroMask in order to communicate with that.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, MetroMask is Metric's version of MetaMask. So MetaMask is for Ethereum, MetroMask is for the Metrix blockchain.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can hold your NFTs on here, any other tokens like that. In the future, if somebody was to make kind of their own meme coin or something like that on the Metrix network, you'd be able to keep that on the MetroMask wallet as well, just like MetaMask does with every kind of token that you have for whatever network you're using it with. Now we have Metrix Randau.
Wow, what's this? This is new.
Which is a surprise. Trent, you want to give a lowdown on this one?
Yeah, sure. I'll give it to you from a dumbed down version, not from the technical side, but with any blockchain, you need some randomness to create random numbers. And this was the brainchild of our devs. So Metrix Rando is coming to us very soon. It's under construction at the moment. It's going to generate numbers so that we can do lotteries, we can do any sorts of draws. It can act and work within the auto governor protocols, so that the governors can actually ping themselves on a monthly basis by themselves without you having to do it manually. There's a whole list of things that come into this once this is set up. So the plan is to get this set up. It's under development right now, and I'm sure we'll come back to you with a lot more information once it's actually up and running, and show you some live examples of it actually working.
So be honest, Trent, how many times in the past couple of years have you missed your ping of your governor?
Every month.
I'm not that bad, but it's definitely happened.
No, I'm pretty sure I miss about 10 out of the year.
Yeah.
So this is an auto fixed. Yeah,
this would be amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's set and forget.
Yes. So here's more like what you were just talking about with the auto governor, the possibilities of having an automated monthly raffle. We also have Metrix Place, which I did a little segment on for one of the latest Twitter Spaces that I did. I'm not sure if you listened into that one, but basically kind of talked about Metrix Place, about how it takes its inspiration from Our Place, which previously existed. But it's a fun way for people on the Metrix network to kind of get involved with a community art project where and I've used it, it's super easy. You just connect your MetroMask wallet and you pick a little spot on the grid and you start plugging away with putting colors in and filling in the squares, and you can make patterns from terrible drawings to Picasso-esque masterpieces. But the cool thing is, or maybe not cool the way you look at it, is someone else can come along at any point and just overwrite over your creation. So what ends up happening is people end up having turf wars with one person trying to create something in one spot and another person kind of like interfering with that and trying to create their own thing in the same spot. and you can watch a really cool time-lapse video, where you can kind of see the progression of the entire board over time. uh, this is just a fun application that people can use to pass the time, and just good, clean fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Something new, something fun. You're not going to make a lot of money out of this one, but it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah. And that's what we need, right? Like, we need things that will attract people to the network, and not all of them have to be, some sort of, 10x leverage trade yield and, all that. Like, sometimes people just want to have fun, they just want to play games.
Yeah.
We also have, the specification page, which is unchanged. I think the only change really was that the staking percentage is different in this version. I think we've gone down to 5%. I'm not sure if that was in the previous version, but it is 5% now.
Yeah, 5% for 2 years, and I believe we're about 10 months into the 5% now. It'll be round about there. So we've still got a fair bit of time on the 5%, and then we drop down to 2% as part of our deflationary model, and that sticks, as you can see there, for 4 years. Then we drop down to 1% for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Looking forward to the 1% era. And then, we go into different pieces here, which were part of the previous versions of the white paper, talking about the reasons behind the software fork, and what are the new benefits for consumers and businesses. What changes are there from the old blockchain to the new? We did kind of write in this little "where will 2023 take us?" But all in all, Trent, this section pretty much unchanged.
Correct.
Yep. And
this is a new section, though.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I'll start. So
Sure.
the biggest problem or the biggest advantage, depending on your mindset, with a lot of blockchains is liquidity. And when you've got very, very low liquidity, you can move price very, very quickly. And for all the people that are here only for the technology, which I know is 99% of you, this would be irrelevant. But for those that are, have some sort of interest in price movement, liquidity plays a very big part of that. And what we've decided to do as a team is to go away from the centralized exchanges, as that was our main focus, and more into the DeFi side. So more onto the DEXs. And to do that, we've had to make sure that we've got the right liquidity in the right areas. And that's been set up on PancakeSwap as well as on Uniswap. We've got pairs with DAI for the ones that want the stable coins. We've got the Ethereum pairs. We've got the BNB pairs. And we've moved from V2 to V3 for various reasons. But from my understanding, that's the best place to have the most liquidity.
Yeah, it's basically just PancakeSwap moving their own system into the future, just their next generation of, DeFi trading capabilities. And there's a lot of bonuses and benefits to this. And I've talked about that in previous videos. There's also a bunch of Twitter content that someone could read through with it. And you can also scroll back just a little bit in our Metrix update section on the Discord and read a whole thread that I posted on Twitter about kind of like the pros and cons, or not cons, the pros of, moving to V3. And also, just a side note, with a lot of these stablecoin pairs that exist on V3, I know a few of them, just for the interim, have been pulled just due to concerns with regulatory concerns with the US government and what might happen to stablecoins. So in the interest of protecting assets, the owners of the majority of those pools pulled those pairs, so DAI and BTCB, and there was one more that I can't think up off the top of my head, but USDT. So
USDT, yeah.
those have been kind of pulled for the moment, but they're going to be back once more clarity is given to the US market from the government. So, but in the meantime, there are other pairs that you can trade, like Trent talked about, with Ethereum, BNB, and those are super easy to use. And there's a link for that with the button there that says PancakeSwap. We also have the stack chain, which hashtag MRX Stack Chain is another project by team member Sayambara, which I have done. There's an entire dedicated video to this on the week that was, if you go through the videos, but we wanted to include it in the white paper because it was a pretty big undertaking by Sayambara to put this together. He has a lot of documentation for this. He keeps track of it over the weeks that it's live. This is now StackChain 2.0, so he's already gone through one iteration of this, and it's just a fun way to give liquidity and volume to Metrix coin, and also get people to kind of compete against one another. And it's a good way for people to dollar cost average into the coin and the community. And yeah, if you want more information, just come on into the Discord and we can tell you more about it. But it's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, it's very good. It's something I'd never heard of previously when he suggested it. So we looked into it and I thought, what a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. Now getting into page 30, we have the business partnerships. Now, do you want to go through these maybe just briefly and kind of give your thoughts on each one, kind of like where they might be, and or how would you like to handle this, Trent?
Yeah, sure. Let's go through them. So Vendit is a one of our original partners. They date back, I think back to about 2019,
I think
maybe
you're right.
even earlier. And yeah, Mike from Vendit has a great idea, a great concept, but unfortunately he got caught up with a lot of red tape and a lot of bureaucracy. He had these debit cards that were tied to crypto, similar to the 10x cards or the BlockFi cards or all the cards that have had trouble as well.
Yeah.
So we had a partnership in place, and we still do. It's an active partnership, but it's just not something that can be taken to the next level at the moment until you can get around the licensing side. The plan is to have Metrix available on a debit card, so that you can spend your Metrix as and where you feel fit, anywhere that accepts MasterCard or Visa. So that one's still in the background. That may come good in the future. It'll just depend on the regulators. So unfortunately, that one's just going to sit idle at the moment. Shard, I think there's quite a few Metroids that are also in the Shard community.
Yeah.
Shard's a great project. We've done a lot of things together over the years. We've put liquidity pools together. We've incentivized some of those pools. Shard have made an incredible wallet and listed Metrix on that wallet, and that's the Infinity wallet. So if anyone wants to go and check that out, all the links are through our socials as well. But they're a fantastic partner. Aircrypt is one of our amazing developers, Squiddy Cuz, and Squid's building this wallet. It's a hardware wallet where you can game on it, you can store your crypto on it. There's all sorts of functions on it. So there's an entire social media platform for that one. It's got its own Discord, it's got its own Telegram, and not Telegram, sorry, Twitter. So that's under construction at the moment. I'm not sure exactly when that will be completed. I would suggest this year, but it may go into next year because there's a fair bit of work going into these.
Yeah, I've actually been working with them a little bit, just trying to help them maybe get the word out a little bit more about Aircrypt. But they did have a crowdfunder where they sold out, the entire first run of Aircrypt devices. So it's just basically those that participated in that crowdfunder are waiting for it to be finished, being developed. I know the last I checked that the actual motherboards have been kind of like routed and laid out in a way that will fit precisely the way that it needs to on the board, all the different components and pieces. Once that hardware section is figured out, they're going to then ship it off to other members of the team that are more into the software development aspect of the device. And once that's done, they can kind of like put it all together and kind of have like the working product that's ready to ship out to people. So right now they're still in the completion of the hardware design, hardware wallet, motherboard aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Social Send, this one, I won't go too far into this one, but this is a partnership. Again, it's a long-standing partnership. Our devs were working with Social Send as well as with Metrix. And it's a way that Metrix may be able to build its own decks. So this is something that we're exploring at the moment. We just want to make sure if we go down that path that it's going to have a good use case and it's going to get a lot of volume on it. Otherwise, there's not a lot of point with this one. But there is a lot of possibilities around social send with this partnership, and it's really just working out the best way forward.
Mm.
Then there's Coins Paid. This is one I put together quite a while ago, tied to Wage Street Gaming. The focus a few years back was the gaming side. And the reason we focused on the gaming side was we already had grudge match gaming under development through the Linda days, and it was well worth us to continue the development into that, do a rebranding like we did with Metrix. So we rebranded to Wage Street Gaming. And the issue with Wage Street Gaming was we needed a payments platform, and that's where Coins Paid comes in. So Coins Paid, you can pay in crypto, and that's been implemented into the back of the My Staking wallet. So instead of using your PayPal account on your Visa card, you now pay for My Staking wallet through the Coins Paid platform, even though you may not even be aware of it. But that's the processing protocol in between where you do your payment and where we accept the payment. Mm-hmm. So that's where Coins Paid come in. They've got a huge network of other vendors out there for payments and processing. And it's something that we're still working on to really try to get this one to come much, much further forward and be a much better use case for us. There's a huge amount of potential on this one.
Absolutely.
And there's PyroPets. Do you want to talk about PyroPets?
Sure. PyroPets, I believe, was in our previous white paper, if I remember correctly. But it's the first NFT collection on the Metrix network. It is a NFT game, which is also deflationary to the Metrix supply. So anytime you do any type of activity in the game, for the most part, metrics are burned. There's also a token associated with the game called Embers, and there was also a development in the past few months where you can exchange Embers for MRX, which is really cool. And so, yeah, it's a great game. It's available. You can buy PyroPets on Metroverse, which we talked about earlier, the NFT marketplace. It's going to be available to be played on the AirCrypt device, which we already talked about. So you can kind of see how a lot of these things that we've been talking about are kind of linked with one another, whether it's MetroMask being your key to being able to connect to all these different products and devices. The things that you're able to do with these different products and platforms are often interconnected with one another. And that's a really cool thing with the things that have been developed so far, and will probably look that way moving forward into the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you kind of briefly talked about Wage Street Gaming, but at the moment there really isn't too much further to discuss about Wage Street Gaming. Just kind of, I think, in the spirit of honesty, we would love to have more developers come onto the project and be able to assist with all sorts of things. And one of them being, tackling Wage Street Gaming, because we really do believe in it. And that's why we've kept it on the white paper, because, it is something that we put a lot of time and heart and soul into, and would love to see it come to fruition one day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always going to be a challenge when you're a volunteer team and you've got 3 developers. If we had another 4 or 5 developers that wanted to bring their own spin to the project, it'd be fantastic. We're totally open sourced. There's so much that can happen with what we do. So, shout out to all the developers out there. If you want to have a bit of fun, join a vibrant team. We'll extend that olive branch for you.
Yeah, and all the things that Trent and I just talked about, you can find in their own little dedicated section of the white paper that I just kind of scrolled through briefly. But at the end, there's an important note where we talk about how the team at Metrix are currently, we have a business development team. We would love to be able to put more members of the community into those positions where, we can reach out to potential partnerships and looking for business, business deals that would make sense for both parties, and just really grow kind of the influence of Metrix and get our brand out there to as many eyes as possible. And one way to do that is with a business development team, and a business development team that, really puts in some time and really, tries to follow through on, getting results.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much potential. There really is, and it's really just getting as many eyeballs onto the project as possible. Um, the more people that are interested, that want to put a small bag, maybe a large bag of Metrix aside for themselves, that's how we're going to grow the project.
Yeah.
And new developments, new people, new community.
Absolutely. And here's a page on different wallets. And we also still have our My Node pool, which is something that has been around for such a long time. I think it's one of the oldest running Metrix coin services that we offer, if not the oldest. I'm not sure if Altitude is older or newer than that, but yeah, it's a good way for people that don't have a lot of coins to still have the ability to stake and get rewards from it instead of waiting like once a year for one reward to come in. It's a little bit more frequent. You're still going to get the same percentage over the course of time, but it's just a little bit more manageable, and you don't have to worry about paying for a my staking wallet service if the amount of coins that you have don't make sense, for how many coins you're going to get in return.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we talked about kind of the different liquidity pools with the different pairs. But as you can see, there are a ton of places to trade Metrix. Here I see 12 different spots, and that's not including all the different pairs that exist in the certain DeFi platforms. So Metrix is widely available, easy to buy, and yeah. So the centralized exchanges here are what we have: P2P, B2B, which I know you're working with, and then we also have Bitmart. And then the rest is kind of what we were talking about, kind of our focus on DeFi. So we have Uniswap is the main decentralized exchange for Ethereum, for the Ethereum network, and PancakeSwap is the main decentralized network for the BNB network. But we also do have our partnership with Infinity Crypto, and that's been running great. There's a couple different pairs with the ability to buy and sell there as well, among other places.
Yeah, plenty of options.
All right, so we won't go through what happened in 2020, but we wanted to keep kind of like the progress there so people can kind of follow through with this. We're getting into the roadmap section of different things that we've achieved over the course of time, and then what we're kind of putting on the roadmap for 2023. But Trent, do you want to kind of explain this page and walk it through? I know it's this is kind of your baby over the years. You've really put a lot of thought and effort into the roadmap items. So how did you want to approach it this year, and how do you think it's turned out so far?
Yeah, let's break it down. So a lot of these items have carried forward from 2022. The reason I've carried forward is we're a volunteer team. So we can only get done as much work as we can possibly do. In saying that, we've got a few different sections there. If you have a look at the top right, just under the Metrix sign, you can see there's work that's scheduled, there's work in progress, there's completed work, and then it's either scratched and replaced. Now, I've mentioned this in the past, I don't want to remove things that were on the roadmap because we've changed our mind or because financially we can't do them or whatever the case is. I want to leave them on there, and we'll just put the scratched out or the replaced mark on there, just in full transparency. So as you can see, just about every single thing is either started or completed. So from that point of view, I'm really excited. There's a few things, there's a couple of other little tabs there you can see, like PP next to list on Coinergy, the vendor debit cards. That's
Yeah, I was
where
going to ask you about these.
yeah, okay. So that's just pushing it out of our control at the moment. They're fully completed. They're ready to go, but we're waiting on our partner. So there's nothing more we can do on those ones. I explained earlier about the vendor licensing and the regulations. Until that has a move, this will always stay there. It's ready to go. We've done everything we need to do. Same with listing on Coinergy. To list on Coinigy, you've got to be on a centralized exchange that is already listed on Coinigy. Now, Metrix was the one that we had lined up. We did all our paperwork with Coinigy, so we're ready to go. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So if Bitmart aligns themselves with Coinigy, then that'll give us a trading platform that we can use for Metrix. So that'll just stay there. The advanced development of the NFT platform being the next one, that's the stage 2 that has just been completed with Metroverse. So as you go through these, you can see there's a lot of work underway, but there's also a lot that's already been completed. The next one, and the most important one coming up from my mindset, is this Metrix dollar DAO side. That's going to give us a Metrix stablecoin, and it's going to give us a protocol where you can lock up your Metrix and take a loan against it. And we'll do more videos on that one as it gets closer, but we would like to see that one completed this year. I'm not going to put a timeline on it, only because I know of the complexities and I know how much time goes into each of these developments. And we also have a lot more under development at the moment. Another one, if we jump over to the far side of the roadmap, the Metrix Randau, we went through that one, the Metrix Place. These are all new items. The MIP 4, 5, and 6, these are the core updates that needed to happen to the blockchain, to the wallets. Anyone finding a few little bugs, all that's been fixed, and the new wallets are ready for release as of today. So there's a lot of stuff that's been under development in the background that a lot of people wouldn't actually see or appreciate. And this is a way that, from a team point of view, without going through GitHub and getting very technical, it's a way that we can show, look, we've been working on it, or it's scheduled to be worked on, or it's completed. And as you can see here, just about everything's completed except for some of the newer items coming through. So the Metrix Place, that'll go to a green tick very, very soon. And the Randau, that'll also go to a green tick very, very soon. So within the month, you're going to see some of these yellow play buttons turning into green ticks, which is always great to see. So
yeah, and
plenty
so
more coming. And
yeah, so sort of kind of the ongoing, it'll be more of like an ongoing kind of roadmap, so that way we're not saying, by Q1, week 3, this will be done for sure. It's and plus, even looking at it in this way, this new form that you've come up with, it's just I'm always very, very happy and kind of amazed and blown away by just how much 3 developers can get done.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. And for those that don't know, there's been some bugs in the chain. There's been a few kinks here and there, and until we got the kinks sorted out, there was no point releasing new versions of software. So that's been the main focus, and that's this MIP 4, 5, and 6, which has been a huge amount of work in the background, which people just they won't see, they probably won't appreciate. But until that was done, we couldn't release anything else. So you might see some delays from time to time, and that's what's been happening in the background. The team hasn't stopped. It's just been focused on doing emergency repairs first. So it's all fixed, and that's why we're now updating all the exchanges with new wallets as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing all that, Trent. We also have our updated team page, which are the current members. We wanted to keep it honest to kind of where we're at as a team, and so you might not see the same number. I know in the past this section of the white paper was very, very, very large, and while we still do have a large team, we kind of like streamlined it down a little bit, this section here, to the most active.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to join the team that we've said, look, come and join, bring your skill sets. We're a community-run project. The more community that can get involved, the better it is for everyone. But there's no point having lots and lots of faces here that are doing absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And that's why we've just removed them. Again, full transparency. We want to show what we're actually doing and who we actually are.
Yeah. We also still have the testimonial section that has been included in previous white papers. People that have had positive experiences with either the network or with the team or being a part of the community. You know, these are really great. If you ever get the time to read through them, you'll kind of see that, you know, the people that are associated with this project are good people.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone wants to do a testimonial, by all means, we're more than happy to add it to the white paper. I think fresh testimonials is always good. We just don't want any that aren't true or aren't genuine.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
as long as they're a genuine testimonial, we'd be happy to add them.
So I'll come back to this page in a second, but we also have a resources page here at the end that has a lot of links to important parts of the Metrix ecosystem, like GitHub, different CoinStat websites, the different in-house products that we have, our Explorer. We also have links to all the different exchanges, and then also to our third-party uh, kind of developments like Pyropets or the AirCrypt device. So and then we also have all of our socials linked there as well. But coming back here to the conclusion, Trent, I will give it away to you for how you'd like to conclude either this review of the white paper or where we're at with metrics right now moving forward, and just this video in general.
Yeah, sure, sure. Um, I think we've already pretty much concluded. I mean, we've talked about everything that's coming up uh, as far as developments go, and they're going to come out a lot faster now than previously thought because of the chain upgrades and the wallet upgrades. That allows us now to be full focused on the deliverables. So it's an exciting time to be part of Metrix. There's so much happening. Hopefully, after listening to this video, if you're listening to this part now, then you're pretty well educated on where Metrix has been, where Metrix is going, and as a team, what our main focuses are. So realistically, for a team of our size to get through two full bear markets and brutal bear markets and continually be delivering, for me, it's just an amazing opportunity. So moving forward, I think it's a great time to be part of Metrix, and please help onboard. The more people that we can share this project with, the more it's going to work for everyone. And everyone likes to see those nice big green candles. Well, the way we see those is the more interest in the project. More buyers and sellers give us more green candles. And I think that's what a lot of people are very interested in over the long term. As a team, we wanted to build a very solid base. We wanted to build a solid foundation, and we wanted to build from that foundation. And as you've seen from the roadmap, all those big green ticks going back 3 years ago, we've certainly ticked a lot of boxes. Pardon the pun, but we really have. And you know, it's not stopping here. There's plenty more plans to come. We'll continue to add to the roadmap as well as time goes on, but we just don't want to flood that roadmap with unrealistic goals and expectations. So we'll keep delivering as we always have, and you've got a very clear path of what we're going to deliver moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Trent. Really appreciate your comments. I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said, but just really wanted to put emphasis on onboarding new community members. Without that, it doesn't matter what we do as a team. It doesn't matter what we do as a community if we're not, you know, growing our holder base, you know, from thousands to, you know, 5,000 or 10,000. Like if we're not growing the community, if we're not expanding our reach and telling people about metrics and being excited about it due to all the things that we've been able to create and build and give over the past few years, then you know we're going to, you know, just continue to be in the same situation that we're currently in, and we want to grow. You know, we want to give these products to people, and we want people to enjoy them and to be able to benefit from them. So the more the merrier, and without the entire community's help doing that, uh, you know, it's not just, you know, when marketing or you know, when are you guys gonna list on Binance? Like it's not that. It's a long road to get to those kind of goals. And we can do it. We can get there. But it's gonna take all of our efforts to do that, not just people on the team or the 3 developers that we have. It's going to take every single person that still comes into the community every day to talk.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, but like I said, it's a great time to become a Metroid.
Absolutely, it always is. It always is. I mean,
Yeah.
you get to talk to people like Trent every day if you want to. Who wouldn't want that? We should have put that in the roadmap.
Well, come on.
Yeah. So with that Trent, you know, this This has been the complete white paper, and I look forward to the future, and hopefully everybody gets a lot out of this document. I know I did, and we're gonna keep making content. I'm gonna have a Twitter space coming up in like a week and a half. We're gonna have another episode of the week that was coming out soon. Just stay on the lookout, follow our Twitter account, follow all of our other socials, and jump into Discord and say hello. And with that being said, Trent, I hope you have a good day. And Metroids, everybody out there listening, I hope you all have a good day or night wherever you are. And take care, everyone.
Thanks, Jude. Thanks, Metroids.
Take care.